Good morning, we the undersigned. This is your founder, Phil Monk. Good morning to you all. I hope you're all well. I'm just doing a quick live feed update, as I frequently do. I've written it and I'm going to speak it as well because not everyone likes to read and not everyone likes to watch, so I thought I'd do both. However, I can't remember everything I've just written. However, so first of all, I'd like to say fantastic effort on the campaign. We've got so many people in the group doing what they can, and that's important. Just because someone's doing what they can and someone isn't doing the same thing, it doesn't mean bad things about them. Morning, Margie. I hope you're well. And Richard. And Jezza. It's excellent, this is. Not everyone can do the same thing, so it's important that we don't judge anybody else for not being able to do the same thing as what we're doing. One thing I will want to say straight away is I've noticed people commenting on people's spellings on their posts. We aren't in this group as a spelling class, so please do not judge people for how they are able to write. No one knows anyone's background or history, and the fact that they're actually communicating with us should be appraised and applauded, not judged. So please, can we stop judging one another and just accept each other for our unique differences? We've all got such complex conditions we're fighting, so it's important that we don't turn around and start picking on each other, basically. Some people are making outstanding efforts, and for someone then to criticise on a spelling or a punctuation mistake, it's just not proper in my mind. I'm a literacy teacher as well, so I actually notice it all, but we're not here for that. So let's not distract ourselves, please, and let's not cause negativity within the group for this. So that said, the campaign is running amazingly well in some respects. We have 11 days to go, so we've got plenty of time to reach the initial target. As I've just looked, it was £5,250 that we've raised as a community so far, and that's out of 262 people who have pledged. In all likelihood, as well, that's few because some people have pledged more than one time. Good morning, Enid, Simon, Lynn. So because people are pledging more than one time, it's probably fewer than 262 people that have pledged. When I started the Crowd Justice fundraiser, WTU had around 3,500 members. We've grown to 3,900 members in just those last couple of weeks. So not everyone will know what WTU is about, so please have a look through the videos and find out. But my point is that we had 3,500 members. At the time, 2,762 of those members were active according to Facebook statistics. Yet we're only getting 260 odd people pledging. So I need to find out from folks, what is it that's holding you back? I know some of it's money, so if it's because you can't afford it, we don't need to have that discussion. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. If you've only got a £5 in your pocket, keep it in your pocket. Don't go hard on this. If you've got a £10 in your pocket, please put half of it in. Because if everyone stuck a £5 in, no one's going to experience any major hardship, and it becomes, as a class action, as a crowd justice fundraiser, really achievable. So please either comment beneath or email me, philmonk@wtuhq.org, to let me know what it is that's holding you back from pledging to this fundraiser. That said, £6,000 was set to be an achievable target in 30 days because most of us are broken on disability benefits or not very well off. So it's understandable that we haven't yet smashed that target, and it's 10,000 that we're actually heading for to get the case seen before barristers. Estimated, not an exact figure, but thereabouts. So really we're halfway to where we need to be to get our first stage of action with the solicitor and with the barristers. We could even do that in the next 11 days. I'm hoping more people will pledge. I need to find out what's holding you back, really. I can't, until I know what's holding people back, I can't address that issue. So please let me know below. Now I'm going to be inactive this afternoon a little bit because I've got to go off to a pain clinic myself, which is several hours away. So I'm not going to be, well, I might do while I'm in the car, but I'm not going to be active very much. The pain specialist I'm going to see, I've already seen him several times. He supports me entirely with my cannabis use. I've heard people say be careful telling specialists about your cannabis use because they sometimes report you to the DVLA or things like that. I have to say, touch wood, I've had none of that experience. I've told every single one of my clinicians since 2014 that I use cannabis, and I've told them everything, literally everything. But because I've got a lot of evidence knowledge as well. I can actually, when they come out with some nonsense that's propaganda, I can actually return with factual evidence to dispel it, and that's what's made it so I've earned their respect in these consultations. So you need to inform yourself, get the research that's relevant to your conditions, and for informed is sorry, forewarned is forearmed, or something like that. Sorry, it's background noise in the background. So that's what I say to you. Whatever your condition, research around your condition and cannabis, and also the mental health and all the other problems, and go in and fight them with evidence. Unfortunately for me, sod's law, the one pain clinic I go to, they no longer prescribe, because they used to have a doctor there that wasn't prescribing correctly. So they took all the prescription books out of the clinic, and they've never returned them. So although I had a pain specialist, GMC registered, saying, yes, Mr. Monk, I believe I should be able to prescribe this cannabis to you, he can't. And he also said that if he could, the NHS trust body funding was likely to stop it anyway. But we were still going to go through the process. He was going to find me a clinic, hopefully, that would be able to prescribe. So that's why I'm travelling back today. Good morning, Fran, Jackie, Enid, Salvatore. So I'm hopefully going to find out today what they can do for me, because basically I'm being left a criminal because the NHS is failing, and if I was private healthcare and I had the cash, I could go and get a prescription. I will emphasise there's no way I will have any GW pharmaceutical products, because I don't want to make the corrupt politicians in our country any wealthier. So if I was only left with a GW option, I'll remain a criminal, in fact, because I won't take anything from there, because that is just enriching our Prime Minister and our drugs ministers' families, and I can't have, my conscience can't have any part of that. I'm sorry. No judgment to anyone else that does. What you do with your life is your conscience. I've got my own voice in my head I've got to answer to, and keep my conscience clear, and enriching Theresa May's empire is not part of it. So hopefully I might be able to access something from Holland, because we have quality cannabis products from Holland, Bedrocan for example, but we'll see. It seems that if you're rich in this country, you can now access cannabis through prescription lawfully. The rest of us are just left to be criminals, grow our own. As you know, that's my campaign all over, is the right for us all to be able to grow our own, or go to a social club and be able to get cannabis from a social club without this extreme prejudice. So I'll update after my meeting at the pain clinic. In the meantime, please keep sharing the campaign everywhere you can think of. The worst that can happen, I think, is someone's going to say, no, I'm not interested in helping or supporting that. The best thing that can happen is they'll say yes. The powers that be that we intend to hold account, they're going to find out if they don't already know about this. I should imagine they already know about the campaign and what WTU have been doing all this time. So I shouldn't think it'll be news to anyone that is against us already. So contact everyone, every celebrity, magazine, newspaper, everyone you can imagine. I've been doing the same, many members have, but the more people doing it, the more it becomes a human rights issue. Because let's face this, you've got 262 pledges for a human rights campaign. Okay, so it's not really a human rights issue, is it, if only 262 humans actually give a shit? So have a think, folks. You know, if you think every human being should be able to choose cannabis for nutrition, for therapy, for relaxation, for creativity or spirituality reasons, whatever the reason, if you think you should be able to choose cannabis and not be prosecuted by the state for it, then you need to get behind WTU. It's not specific medical, it's not specific recreational, because there's no such thing. It's either you believe in the freedom of choice or you don't. So please try and get everyone in. Pain Clinic has told me they won't, I'm just reading someone's comments, sorry. My pain clinic has told me they won't discuss at all. I am back again on Monday and we'll try again with a specialist nurse. Yeah, unfortunately the NHS is shutting its ears to us. We haven't got the evidence, is what they say. Well, we are the evidence, this is what I said to my specialist. Well, I am your evidence, and I don't need triple-blind placebo studies to provide for myself, actually. So I'm quite capable of providing my own cannabis for myself, and I don't need all these trials and tests, because I know it works for me, and I'm only looking after me. And he agreed. So I'm hoping to get a letter from him saying that I should be allowed to grow at the very least today. And that's what I'm aiming for, because he won't give me a prescription, because the NHS has tied his hands. I will ask you if he's private, because if he's private and I can do it privately, that would be a really interesting thing. Sorry, you can't have it, it's bad for you from the NHS, but give us £2,000 and 200 quid and you can have it. It's a really interesting thing. Any questions, put them below, please. We really need to find out why people aren't getting behind this campaign. And I'll leave it with you, folks. Take care, have a great day, and I'll speak to you all soon.